I've been in the streams all the time, and you guys noted, like, I'm always trying to be, I'm like the optimistic one, and he's not the optimistic one. So you guys are familiar here.
Definitely most frustrated about is the trade deadline's coming up, right? It's tomorrow. Everybody knows what the problems are, right? We can't block, we can't catch, we don't tackle very often, and we're not gonna do anything about it, And I think I just telling Dose that what I take away from that is if we don't do anything, we've pretty much said silently that Goff will not be starting next year. Because if you're not going to do anything to help him at all in the next 8 games, you're basically saying we're going to bring in something shiny and new next year to keep selling that hope.
Something, because they're not trying to put nothing around him so we can get a good look at him. Because at this point, you can't get a full grade on Goff because he has no receiving core.
No.
Or O-line at this point. Like, I'm starting. And that was our strong unit going into the season, and they're really failing us, I feel like.
Yeah, I really feel bad.
They're failing.
Yeah, because I think, if he goes 1-16 or 0-17, you can't start him next year. No matter if it's his fault or not, you can't bring that same product out next year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
I would agree.
Kind of had the same thing going with Stafford a little bit. Like, I mean, people are fast to forget, but there was about half the fans, I would say, that, we wanted Stafford to be gone, right? And it was here. And we got what we wanted. He got moved on from. And now we got Jared Goff. And I remember there was some excitement coming in, and now here we are. The season's going like it is, and now everybody's favorite player is David Blau. But we talked about kind of
Rand probably knows better, right? Playing college football, things like that. The coach has certain responsibilities, and the AD has certain responsibilities. I think pro football, you got your coach, and you got all your money in these GMs that make supposedly decisions. And like you said, I struggle with Dan, who seems to be very passionate, really wants to win. I'm really having a hard time believing that he's not going to the GM saying, look, I've got all these problems. Give me somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if the answer, from that top down is, now you're riding with what you got, you're going to drive a person that's competitive. He's just going to want to leave on his own, right? It's not going to matter whether he's a good coach. He's going to be like, this is dumb. And I was telling Dose, that's why the Belichick's, people like that, before they take a job, they want the GM responsibility because they don't want somebody deciding who's on their team.
Right.
And being Dan's first time, he doesn't have that leverage. But that's what concerns me when, from an organizational standpoint is if this is a coach they like, and I was telling Dose, my concern is they like his personality. They get along well with him. And maybe their feel is he's just happy to have opportunity. He's not going to rock the boat a whole lot. And maybe that when the other person was in there who would seem to be more aggressive, the Matty Pete, maybe that's why they butted heads. Maybe he was more like, get me my people or we're going to have a problem. We gave him a mandate. You have to win and get to the playoffs. So he went out and bought everybody he could because he was told he had to get the playoffs. My concern with the organization is, what was the bar for Campbell? Just get us through?
I think the rebuild, because they gave him, a 6-year deal, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So they already letting him know, like, hey, we're going to cut you. We're going to give you a long leash just because we got you for 6 years. So they already made it known it's going to be a rebuild. I don't know if it's starting up there with Sheila Ford or who, because I don't know if because Holmes has made trades. He's went and signed. He's been traded for. He traded our quarterback.
Traded for Benson.
He went and traded for Brockers. Traded for Benson, who was actually about to get waived, and we could have put in a waiver pick for him and not even give up something for him. So he's shown that he's aggressive. And Campbell, from what we're seeing on the outside, is that he's super fiery and passionate about winning. So he's got to be one to spark a trade. So is it up there with Miss Ford, who ain't trying to make something happen? Because Holmes has shown that he's aggressive. Campbell is showing that he's fiery and has passion. So I don't know where it's ending because we got to get a win. And then
I'm with you. I'm concerned about the Holmes part of it. The Brockers trade. I mean, he made a trade, but that's because Stafford wanted out, right? It wasn't like he came up with this great deal to get Brocker. It was like, please give me somebody. You're taking my quarterback, right? And then the Benson trade, he didn't even play. I told Dose
that was terrible.
What I'm concerned about is, what about if our management is uncomfortable picking let's say a receiver right now that they're not sure would make the team, down the road, then how are they going to evaluate a draft pick?
Right.
You can't look at a Radley or somebody and say, you know what, he could fit and he could be here for a couple of years. If you can't make that decision on somebody who's actually played in the NFL, how am I supposed to believe you can take multiple picks and do something with them next year? I'm not real confident in that.
That's a really good point, though, Dad, because we could go out and get James Washington from Pittsburgh, who's proven he can play in the NFL, and he's been on the market. Right. Brandon Cooks is out on the market. There's a lot of and Washington can build with us because he's 24, 25 years old. So we could actually see him with us in the future for at least 5 seasons until he hits 30 years old. That's a good point. If you can't make a move on none of these guys that's young, already proven and got game film in the NFL, what makes us believe? Hey, you hit a point there because we looking like we're going to have a number 1 pick, and you can't take a receiver with the number 1 pick, not unless it's Calvin Johnson. Right. So at this point,
right.
And I don't know, and I feel like they giving Goff a cut, like a break this year. I don't really feel like they holding this season against him. I think he's going to be our quarterback next year because they're going to blame it on the offensive line struggles and not having any weapons around him. And as a fan, I'm going to be sitting 50-50 still because I was already 50-50 coming into the season because I knew what Goff was, an average quarterback. But I have to buy in because now he's my quarterback.
Right.
And coming into next season, we're going to obviously make some moves. And I'm still going to be 50-50 out on Goff. But next year, I'm really going to be judgmental because all our offensive linemen are back. Sewell's second year. And at this point, they should probably put some weapons around him. So he's really – next year, I think they're really going to lock in on Goff. And then that 2023 years when it's like, okay, we're going to cut ties with him. We're going to get a quarterback at this year's draft. I think Goff's coming back next season.
If he goes 0-17, you think he starts next season?
I still think they're going to start him because I think they're going to use the excuse that he has nothing around him and the offensive line did not step up like they were supposed to.
I don't think that'll sell season tickets, though.
Oh, straight up, it ain't. They already said we're at an all-time low.
Right. I look at it from the Fords as a business, and you mentioned it too. If I'm Sheila, I'm sitting back going, there's no way I'm bringing back either the coach or the quarterback from 0-17. There's no way. I'm bringing in if I'm 0-17 this year, to sell tickets and sell jerseys. I'm picking whoever Mel Kiper said, or Kiper, whatever his name is, the best quarterback is that I'm taking because I'm filling seats. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, they got to sell some tickets because
that's.
I mean, I still love my team, but man, after watching yesterday's game, it's like, bruh, this looks like that 0-16 year. Like, I mean, I see we fighting a little harder, but it's starting to play out like that. Hit by week 14,
I know.
My phone's going on Do Not Disturb. I'm not trying to get none of these text messages. I don't feel like arguing, debating with nobody. I ain't got time. I'm too old now at this point. Like that 0-16, I was in my 20s. I had a lot of energy. I go back and forth with you. Nah, I don't want to hear it, bro. I'm telling you, by week 15, I'm putting the phone on Do Not Disturb. I ain't got time for it. And it's looking that way. Like, those, I know you said we still can probably beat Pittsburgh. That was supposed to be our win. Last week was supposed to be the win. We may pull it off in Chicago. We coming out. I don't even, man. I don't forgot who we play after the bye. Like, I don't even know.
It's Pittsburgh after the bye. Yeah, Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Man, you know what? I didn't think this would be the game that we put out on Sunday. That's for sure. But the more I look at it, I probably should have been more aware of what the situation is. Like, I don't see this team. And I thought Decker was come back. I don't know where he's at, but the more I hear about it, nothing's changed. That tells me he is where he is. And it's just like, all right, is he going to come back or not? It has nothing to do with him actually getting healthier. It's just he is where he is and nothing's going to change there. So I'm not even believing he's come back. We don't talk about Tyrell at all. And the guy went down with a concussion in week 1. Like, I don't know how he's not back at this point. So I don't think those dudes will come back. And if they're going to go through this trade deadline, not make a trade, not sign anybody, I don't know how this offense is ever going to score 20 points this year.
They don't want to play, man.
Exactly. Everybody's going to do it since this team just did to us, Philly. They just put 8 guys in the box. And
they
then
don't want to play.
Exactly. Like, who would want to play when you're this bad? Like, no one wants to play. And we actually talked about this a little bit, but it's like, okay, the record don't matter because next year you're going to rebuild. Well, the thing is, like, what free agent is going to say, okay, this team is offering me this, maybe a little less, but this team went 0-16, 0-17, whatever we may have been. You ain't signing here because you're going to get booed out. You're going to be pointing fingers at. Why would I sign here? What quarterback wants to play here?
You have to sell him on that blue collar city.
Man,
tell him I want to be a part of the rebuild.
Yeah,
I want to be a part of something special in Detroit. Man, you got to sell him on that factor, right there, bro. Like, you got to sell him on. We got the number 1 pick. Like you got to sell. We're gonna have to spend a lot of money. Like that's why I don't see
that's what Patricia did. And that's what, if you think about it, Patricia did that. Remember, he overpaid everybody because no one wanted to come here. So he overpays everybody because, like, okay, we were talking about this. I'm looking at teams around the league and we're saying, okay, well, don't give away picks because we're bad. And the Jags, they probably won't make any trades. You know, the Jags aren't going to go out there and make major trades. We're not going to see major trades from the Jets, from these bad teams around the league. But if you look at good teams, I know they're better right now, but if you look at good teams around the league, they're going to go out and make trades because they're trying to improve. And it's like, okay, yeah, they're in a playoff push situation, but just throw out the record for a second. Like, you have to show that you can improve, get better, compete. You have to do something. Like, if you're just sitting, we're just like every bad team. I feel like we need to look at what do good teams do. You know, what do the Rams do? They just went out and traded for Von Miller. Now, they're in a different spot than us, but they said, all right, we can use an upgrade here. They've given away all their draft picks for like the last 4 years. Look at what happened when Sean McVay came in 2017, Red.
They just been trying to trade to a Super Bowl. And I love the aggressiveness.
They've never done.
I love it, though.
McVay went all in like he's never done, and it's the same GM that was there before. Like the Rams have never done. He's never let off the gas. What bad teams do. It's what the Browns did for like 20 years. They just say, okay, we're going to get a high pick. We're going to hit a quarterback now, fix problems. If you watch any of the games, you know that ain't going to fix problems because we drafted a lot of quarterbacks over the years, man. Just drafting quarterbacks gets you excited. It'll be exciting if Blau takes over for a game for like a couple drives, and then we'll see him throw a couple picks and be like, all right, we don't want to see Blau anymore. I'm not saying you have to go all in.
No, I'm with the Rams. I like
let's try to improve. Yeah, let's try to improve. See what we can do.
I'm all about trying to trade for a Super Bowl because we already know what these guys can do at the NFL level.
Right.
It's good to keep a couple draft picks in your pocket, but obviously the Rams is in a different situation. They have more talent. They're kind of close. The record's really nice. But since McVay's came into the building, it's been nothing but trying to trade for a Super Bowl. They went out and got Sue Cooks. They was making mad moves because they're trying to get a Super Bowl for the Rams, for LA. And it's like, I feel you. I want that same type of aggressiveness at this point. We have so many draft picks next offseason, so why not like just make a move? Because it's blatant we need receiver help and offensive line help. Like if say we only go get one offensive line, just replace Nelson.
Just do one.
Big B's locked in. Jackson's young. Brown hasn't played terrible, and Sewell's our rookie phenom. So it's like go get one offensive lineman and go get at least one receiver. That's all we need from a fan standpoint, and possibly get us a win. Because I don't get the game plan. It seems like every week there ain't always one receiver that blows up, but it's like we only target one receiver.
It's only one receiver. We only can get to one receiver.
Spread around. It's not like Raymond had 6 catches for 70 yards. And St. Brown had 6 catches for 70 yards. It's like one has a really good game. TJ Hockenson and our running backs. And I don't know if that has to do on Anthony Lynn or is it Goff, like who can't go through progressions and like spread the ball around. And I'm just getting confused on how is this happening. Like yesterday St. Brown, week before it's Raymond, then now it's Hockenson, and now it's our 2 running backs who has 100 yards receiving. It's like, bro, can you spread the ball around? Are they just telling you to only look here and throw it there? I get you only got 2 seconds to throw. I do get that.
I think it's what you hit on. Yeah,
he has no time to throw. I do understand that, which is ridiculous.
It's
and we know he's a quarterback that has to be.
Right, you know the type he is.
He has to be
scramble. Right,
he can't scramble. The guy can't even spin out.
No,
like Tony Romo could spin out. Tony Romo was a master of the spin out, and Tony Romo wasn't super mobile. No. But now quarterbacks have like mastered the spin out. Goff can't even spin out, bro.
He needs to go on Dancing with the Stars in the offseason. Work on
he's just stiff. He's stiff. He runs like his back's broke. His arms inconsistent. But Goff wasn't even a problem yesterday, so I'm not even going to go too much on him. I thought Goff played slightly decent. He was making throws outside the numbers for once, thank goodness. Yeah. It was the O-line, bro.
Yeah.
It looked
the O-line.
I'm with you, Red, and the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Today is the next day or 24 is so important because everybody knows what the 2 problems are. And if you do nothing, right, that sends a message to the fan base of us being mediocre. That's just what we do. And that's why they get booed when they come out in public, right? It's like everybody knows. My daughter, as a freshman in high school, knows that there's some fundamental problems just watching it. And it's like, do something.
It's bad and it's embarrassing as a fan. I love the Lions, but it's like We're just accepting the I don't want to cuss, the butt whoopings. We're just accepting them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, how are we not making a move? I'm sorry, Dose. I'm sorry, Dose. Dad.
No, man, get it.
It's starting to get frustrated. It's like after reading that article, like, we're not going to make any moves, but our phones are open for a call. Like, no, y'all need to be out there calling people. On speed dial. Y'all need to have multiple phones calling, Skyping. Yep. Zoom, y'all need to be making moves, bro. We haven't won a game, so how are we not making a move? But y'all can call us. Don't nobody want to call us. We haven't won a game. Who's gonna call the Lions? Like, hey, the Lions has a player. We should pluck off their team. Nah, it ain't happening like that. It just doesn't happen like that. Like, nobody plucks people from sorry teams.
Right.
Nobody gets recruited from a sorry high school. Nobody gets recruited from a sorry junior college. You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen like that. Right. Like, not unless you're just a super stud. And obviously, we're not trading Hawkinson or Swift. Right. So who else are you about to call us about? You need to be trying to package some of these picks and some of these bums and make some shake, man. Like, it don't make no sense. And I can't believe Holmes is sitting back like that.
I know. Got
Campbell on TV crying. I know. Like, bruh. I don't know, man. I'm done. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just it's getting frustrating. Like, bro, I was so mad watching yesterday's game. And I usually watch our games like 3 times in a row. I watched the game 1.5 times. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I couldn't make it through it again. Like, we just looked terrible.
I didn't even finish the game. That's the first time this year I walked away from it.
See? It's like, man, and Decker don't want to come back over a finger. Like, I'm having real tough conversations with Decker, bro. Like, look, man, like, you got a finger. Like, we didn't set you out for 8 weeks. Like, I get you just trying to sit back and not play because we ain't winning no games, but like, the team needs you at this point. Like,
right.
Like, I really need to know like what's going on in your mental.
That's your cornerstone on the line.
We might need to trade him. I need to know what's going on.
I'm open to anything.
I need to know what's going on with him.
If you're that dude on the old line, you're the leader of the old line. You're my left tackle, franchise left tackle. Get on the field. I've seen a lot of people go out there with a cast on. Yeah, you got a finger that's moving like this. Tape the finger to another finger and play. I don't care if you're trash. At least get out there because Nelson is, bro. It's crazy.
Look, man. This is where I'm telling you, bro. Like, I don't know. We need to know what's going on in his mental because at this point. He might be up for trade. Who does it? What was your finger that you've been out dang near 8 weeks for now?
Red, you were on to something because we brought this up and we were thinking. I asked him because I was like, man, every year it seems like we have more injuries than everybody else. We're like, well, we had like 30 players on IR, so we were hit by the injury bug. Why does the injury bug hit us? Do we have wrong trainers? Like, no. He said it. People don't want to play. They go out and they just stay out because they don't want to come back. Like, why would Decker want to come back to this?
Why risk my career, my money?
Yeah,
like he got his money, he's paid. But why risk his career to come play for this like squad? Like,
no benefit.
At this point, those like you be saying, we really need him because so we can see
we need
somewhat what our offensive line is like. At this point, we're missing our center. But Brown's not the issue. Issue is Nelson. And like you've been saying for weeks, we get Decker back. Now we can just help out Sewell over here on the right side, and we should be solid as far as protection. But Goff's so nervous now. His clock has already been ticking super fast this season. Now he think he got 1 second and he got to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Hey,
like he's mad. He's already decided where he's going.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Man, look, I don't know.
Hey, he ain't trying to get hurt either, Rad. He's like, this is dumb. I got sacked 4 times in the first half, right?
Right. I feel like I'm gonna stay with Goff. I'm not ready to give up on him because that's our quarterback next season. Y'all better buy into him because they're not grading him this year. They're giving the man a pass. They may bring in some like old school veteran to like start a QB controversy to like push him. Like they may bring in like Ryan Fitzpatrick to sit behind Goff just to like push him a little bit. That's what they're gonna probably do. We're not drafting a quarterback.
17, he's not here.
I think he is. I really think he's coming back. Money wise, like
sell it to the fan base in the offseason, right?
Bringing a big time receiver. That's why you got to bring us in a big time receiver.
Oh, they will, but we can't do that either, right? I mean, number 1 pick for a receiver. That would be.
No. Free agency. We better go pay. We got to pay Devontae Adams $25 million. Is he
signing here though, Red? He ain't coming here, man.
Hey, look. At the end of the day, money talks. At the end of the day,
you like, look.
I don't care what you say.
Trap, but we didn't like. Well, we gave Flowers too much money, right? So you have the same backlash if you do the same thing with receiver. Spend all this money, he gets 6 balls, maybe a game, and he's making $100 million, and we're still not winning. right?
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it because we gave Kenny Galladay $18 million a year. I bet you they'll offer Devontae Adams 25.
We didn't give Kenny 18.
We offered him.
They did say they offered him that, yeah. And he declined it, man. He declined 18 mil from us.
Because Kenny didn't know what he was getting. He ain't stupid. Like, bro, hold on. Like, Stafford's not here anymore.
Right.
I've seen film on golf. He don't throw 50-50 balls. Right. And I'm Kenny Galladay. I specialize in 50-50 balls. Yep. I'm not that good, Kenny Galladay. Where's Kenny Galladay? Are we even going to get our third round pick for Kenny Galladay?
Tonight, right?
Oh, he's playing finally? Thank you.
I think he's playing the Giants tonight, right?
Perfect. Yeah, they are playing tonight, playing the Chiefs. Red, I was going to say this because you hit on it. Oh, no, I completely lost it. I was going to say something and
I don't want to
went right over, man.
I'm trying to stay positive, but these jokers, man, I can't believe I read that article. We're not making a trade, but our phone lines are open for calls. Like,
did they post that number somewhere? I got a call. I like to make.
I wish they would have, because I'd have called them live on the show and went off on them. Like, right. I'd have gave them a few ideas. I'm like, hey, bro, why don't we bundle this? Like go out and get Brandon Cooks. I'd have sold them on the relationship of golf. They're best friends. He was at his wedding. They go eat out at Cracker Barrel together. I'd have made up a bunch of little bull.
I would have made a bunch of stuff. We picked him up, right?
I think Hungry Panda said something good in the chat.
What do you say? I'm sorry.
We traded for Trinity Benson, right? And the dude didn't play. We just stopped playing him. So when DoseOfDion says, can we trust him to evaluate guys if we can go get Benson and he can't play after a week of football? Okay. So is he just going to stop now? Because he's like, I missed one. I'm going to stop. That can't be your GM. Your GM can't just stop.
Go ahead.
I probably would take Fitzpatrick over Goff, bro. This Fitzpatrick going to fire that thing. He's going to live on the edge. That's one thing about Fitzpatrick. He going to live on the edge, bro.
Yep.
And Fitzpatrick always plays well when he comes into training camp as that second string quarterback, and then that quarterback goes down and he takes over and he just balls for about 4 or 5 weeks. I would take Fitzpatrick at this point. At least we know he's gonna throw it downfield.
I'm with you. I'd rather they do that right now at the trade deadline and say, guess what? We're taking these next 8 weeks, and you don't do well, I'm gonna throw the hook, move it, because I cannot believe the way the Lions have always done it. There's no way they're going to go 0-17 and bring out the same starting quarterback. Even if it's not Goff's fault, there is no way in the league you can say, well, this guy was 0-17, but you guys, be calm. We're going to go to the playoffs this year because we're not changing the thing.
They're going to sell us on him not having a good offensive line, a banged-up offensive line, and no receiving core. I'm telling you, Goff. I think we're committed to Goff till 2023 just as far as contract and money.
But what's the message if you don't get him any help now? Please don't get hurt, and we're going to take.
I know that just don't make no sense.
That's what I'm
all
saying.
These receivers out here
right now, what they're doing. I'm a firm believer in actions do a lot, and if you're not making any moves to show him that you're making an effort, if I was Goff, I'd leave. I can get half the money being a backup somewhere and not have all this grief.
And if look, I know our quarterback. If Goff wants to leave, he can go.
I think he will.
I'm 50-50 on him. I ain't super sold on him anyway. So if Goff wanted to leave, I ain't about to shed no tears. No, I won't even watch his exit video.
No, I think it's an organizational problem, right? It's an organizational problem, right? We're going to be just like the Browns, right? We're going to have the next 12 quarterbacks come through, just like we did when Moore was here.
Oh, right? No, don't say that.
Yeah, you're not doing anything.
I don't want to go through that many quarterbacks, man, because that means you're in bad shape. If you go through quarterback every 2 years, you're in bad. I don't want to feel like we're in that bad of shape. I just feel like this is what I'm about to blame it on real quick, and I'll be done. We have a young coaching staff. Anthony Lynn's probably the veteran because he's been a head coach. That's our veteran. And his play calling been kind of suspect, too. I'm going to put that out there. Glenn, first time in role. Dan Campbell, first time in role besides being an intern. So I'm going to blame it on a young coaching staff and just young players, just pure young players. So everybody, I'm just blaming it on you.
So when does the young wear off? 2 years into the contract? 3 years?
Next year. I'm judging everybody.
It's 2 years. So you change staff in 2 years. That's what we do, 2 to 4, right?
No, we're going to keep the same. Is it me? I mean, look, I don't want to give up on Anthony Lynn just yet. He has established somewhat of a run game, but the passing game just seems so vanilla and dull to where it's I want to go out and get a new quarterback. I'm watching Philly, they running some trickery, a lot of people in motion, good route combinations, and how is these people that wide open on us, but we don't get that wide open on them? Our corner be 5 yards away from the receiver. What route combination did they run? I haven't seen the R22 to see Look, I kind of want a new offensive coordinator. I'm already giving up on Anthony.
Red, it's got to be one of the two, man. It's either the players or it's the coaches. Something's an issue when you score 0 points through 3 quarters. You scored 0 points in the first half 4 of your 8 games. Something's an issue. So it's either the personnel needs to get better, so we should address it, or it's the coach that's not doing his job. But someone's got to get the blame for this. So if it's what's up?
I like Red. I think he's got a very good point because you see a lot of teams with receivers I don't know that are running pick plays, doing things, and they're wide open.
They be wide open.
And I don't buy that there's that much difference between the players. They all went to 4-year schools. They all played in usually big conferences. They all have the same time at the combine, right? They've all been catching the ball since they were 10, right? Either you can scheme them open or you can't, right? You got those freaks guys that can jump, like you said, 50-50s, take those. But you watch, even when you watch the Rams, they threw a pass to Coop at the 5-yard line where he was behind the other receiver and he just followed him in the end zone. That was a
beautiful play. We were talking about that on the last. That play was beautiful. Buddy just ran like a slant, but he picked Buddy at the same time. And Coop literally jogged off the line of scrimmage and bloop, like wide open. I'm like,
right?
Man, I don't know if I've ever seen that route combination in my all 37 years. Like that was not. I've seen a lot of pick plays, but that like the late slant they ran with Cup was beautiful. And
it's like almost like the wedge, right? It's like you take off and you kind of
just block a little bit, and he just came right through him. I'm like, man, that was nice. Like, why don't we do that? It's like I don't know.
And I think Dose said it. We were talking an hour ago. He's like, don't we just like watch other people's games? Steal their plays, right? Look at Madden one time.
100%. 100%. Steal their plays.
Right.
Dose, what's up, man? Like,
no, I'm just listening. I feel it, man. It's something. Something's wrong. Like it's either the players or it's the coach or it's both. But something's got to change. You can't just keep doing it because we are not. This is not an okay offense. I don't care who you got out there. You got a $40 million quarterback. You ain't scoring points in the first half. So something's wrong, man. If it ain't protection, then get him protection. I don't need you to trade away your first round pick, but at least get something that I'm like, okay, you tried. Maybe go sign a free agent because right now, if you bench Nelson, who you putting in, right? You putting in Will Holden. We saw him give up a strip sack in one drive. He's out there for one drive and got beat twice. So it's like, okay, we don't have the options. So if Dan Campbell doesn't have that say, go pull a Matt Patricia, have the arguments with your GM, because remember when those were coming out that Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia were not agreeing on that first round pick. And we thought of it as a really bad thing, but at the same time, it's like, okay, clearly he's like, this is who I want. So there was an issue there because he's kind of the GM, so he has a say. And I don't know how it actually ended up turning out, but just sitting back and be like, all right, hey, you're the GM, you're gonna make the decisions. This is a mess, though, and it's cool. Like, no, that ain't cool. You guys have been working together all off season. You should be able to go to him and talk to him and say, dude, these are our problems. You can see the problems. This is all you do is evaluate players. I can see the problems. If I can see the problems, that's not good. I've said for weeks, Nelson is a problem. It's like, how are we just finding this out? Like, oh, shoot, we need better protection plans. What you mean we need better protection plans? You didn't know that for like since week 1 when we didn't have Taylor Decker, you needed better protection plans? And then he's going to talk about the receivers, but what have we done since then to grab a receiver? We promoted Geronimo Allison. Whereas Allison, he's on the bench, right? He's not even active anymore. So you've went through every option you got. Either you do something or you just sit and keep having terrible offensive performances. And you say that Goff ain't the problem, but you're still losing. It's like something's the problem. Is no one the problem? No one's to blame for this. We're just all good. It ain't all good. So people get fired. You remember when Martha Ford went in and she fired everybody but Jim Caldwell when they started 1-7 in his second year. They were 11-5. He's 1-7. They fired everybody. Now they got better. They finished 7-9 that season. People just don't go through. Like if you're 0-8, someone's not doing their job. Someone's got to do their job. It's not, you don't just get a pass for that. I could coach and say, I'll play every player this year. You guys can look at them. That's not coaching. That's not developing. Right. It's nothing. Like losing 44-6 should never be a score in the NFL ever. That's college football. That's Alabama. College. That's Mercer, right? This ain't this is not the NFL.
Man, you fired up today.
I love it. Normally, he be trying to say positive about the Lions. I love it.
These last couple weeks have been different, Rad.
They have. You're finally starting to open your eyes. Like, bro, just watch the film. You don't have to be like. I don't even think you have to be that tapped into the NFL to see what's wrong with the Lions. The offensive line can't block on pass. Goff is nervous. Goff can't make every NFL throw. And our defense It's sometimey.
It's sometimes good.
And sometimes, correct. Sometimey. And then we have nobody like an outsider couldn't even name a receiver on our team, probably except for St. Brown. That's it. Yeah. Like we don't, and big names don't really mean much. Like, but it kind of helps you a little bit. But we need somebody who's going to scare defenses.
Yeah.
And back up the secondary, back up the safeties, and make them start thinking like, okay, we might need to watch Buddy over the top because we're kind of known in Detroit like now this year, like we can kind of run the ball. Like we're not a bad running team finally, which is kind of new for me because my whole life besides Barry Sanders, we've been a passing team. So it's kind of cool to see that we can actually run the ball somewhat, but now we just can't pass. Right. It's like we had Stanford, we could pass, but no run game. Now we can kind of run.
Yeah.
But no passing game. But Stafford had a better passing game than our running game this year. So it's like maybe we should have just kept Stafford and just been a passing team because at least we was winning games.
They should have made him the GM quarterback. They should have done
something.
But like even with Stafford, we never addressed the run game when he was here. We never went out and got a top running back till we finally got Swift and we finally had Bob Quinn. Like I'm gonna address the offensive line, and now we just let every single receiver go. And we address the run game. Okay, your passing attack is going to struggle. So, like, do something about it. Like, you didn't draft the guys. Just do something about it. Try to help it. Because you're not going to be the best at every spot. You're not going to have the most expensive every single positional group. You said we got a run game, but we ain't going to have a run game consistently. We might not have it again this year if we don't do anything because they're just going to keep putting 8 guys in the box. And it's just not there. I mean, we'll see what Jamal happens. So, but it ain't there, man.
Would you have been mad if we'd have kept Marvin Jones and just put him on a 2-year deal?
No, not now. I wish we had Marvin right now, man.
Like, I mean, I get he was getting old. I think Marvin's like in his early 30s. Like, would it have been bad for us to just kind of sign him to like an 8 to 10 million? Look, Doe's so mad, stuff falling off. I know.
That's crazy.
They feeling the energy over there in that room.
Yeah.
Like we probably could have kept. Like, I feel like we probably should have kept at least one of our receivers, man. Like, either Marvin or Galladay. I didn't want Galladay because of that price tag. But I feel like we probably should have kept Marvin Jones just to kind of – teams respect Marvin Jones. Like, he's no killer, but he's a good receiver. Marvin Jones played well for us. I'm going to tell you, he played pretty well for us when he was healthy. I think we should have kept Marvin.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we emptied the cupboard for some insane reason. And then they're going to sell us on – in a year or two, we're going to replenish it. I'm like, I don't think so. Right, I'm with you. I don't understand why you emptied it, and then you're not. Again, I always go back to we're not doing anything to address it, just like you guys were saying, and it's disheartening. It's got to be disheartening to the guys that aren't rookies at the Lions, right? The rookies are excited to play,
right?
The other guys are like, "What am I going out here for?" Right? You're not doing anything to help us. We're getting smacked every time, and that's what I told you. I gave him the example of being hurt. Like if you have a job you hate. You got a little cough, you probably won't go in.
You won't call in.
It's easier to stay home.
You go call in. And I hope Michael Brockers don't turn on us.
Exactly.
Because I know he see his old team over there like, man, hold on. They just got Von Miller. They always might win it. I hope Brockers don't turn on us.
Exactly.
Because that'll kill the locker room if he turns on us. Because at this point, he's like the leader on that defense.
Yeah.
And I know he see what's going over there on the West Coast. Like,
and man, since we haven't done nothing, we can't put pressure on any of these guys that ain't showing up or the guys that aren't playing well. Like, you're out there making mistakes. Who cares, man? Because no one's taking my job. Decker doesn't show up. No one's taking. He's seeing Matt Nelson play. He's saying it's better for me not to play because I'm looking better with him out there every single week. So if you're like, all right, let's address this tackle position, and all of a sudden you start clicking a little bit more offensively, then it's like, okay, maybe we don't need to keep Decker around. So if a trade package does come up, we can move him. Now Decker's like, oh, I got to get back on the field. My fingers feeling better.
That's true.
But no one's pushing anybody. Yeah. Like Hawk can make all the mistakes he wants because Darren Fells ain't taking Hawk's job.
Right.
He just ain't going to do it. That's the only guy that Goff ever throws to. So maybe you give him a different weapon, all of a sudden he starts going to, and Hawk ain't making his plays, and it's like, okay, Hawk, do your thing, or you're going to see less of you on the field each week. We may use less tight end packages. It's like, man, they got no push for anybody right now. They're all just kind of chilling.
We can't use less tight end because we ain't got. We're gonna bring in, and we're gonna bring in another receiver that's not getting open, or Goff's not even gonna look at him. It really don't matter if he gets open because Goff's only gonna look at that one receiver that game.
Yeah,
and that's it. It hit me like, man, every week we have one receiver kind of do something, but where's the number 2 guy? Like, can he not go through his progressions and spread the ball around? Like, what's the deal, bro? Was it Anthony Lynn?
I think a lot of it's the clock in his head now.
Oh, he's nervous.
right?
He's nervous.
He's already worried about it, right? It's like they're coming, right? I know somebody's coming. I can't move, so I'm doing my first read, and if they're not open, I'm throwing it away. It's unfortunate.
Yeah,
but
I mean that's how you gotta play. I mean,
yeah.
I mean you could take the shots if they let him do it, but I know that he's looking at himself like I'm an NFL quarterback. Like I gotta do this because even if my future is not here, it's got to be somewhere. If I just start, boom, 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 throwing picks everywhere, it's like, okay, who's gonna want me after I'm gone? Seeing this, like,
he's trying to protect his own.
Oh yeah. Well, apparently we're gonna keep it at 0-17.
So we are. I'm telling you, they're gonna sell us on banged up offensive line, no receiving core. Panda said Campbell's too fired to lose the locker room by trading someone or benching someone. This is why an assistant tight end coach shouldn't be a hit. I don't agree with that. I think Campbell has the locker room. We just don't know why ain't nobody pulling the trigger.
Yeah, and I think that's a bigger question, right? It's if they don't give whoever the GM is, I'm not
Brad Holmes.
Listening to you guys, Brad Holmes. If they don't give him a number that says, hey, you can spend this much without getting my approval from the forwards, and they actually have a cap where you can't spend more than $1 million without us coming through, there could be an issue on, like you said, what Campbell wants from passion side, what Holmes is allowed to spend or give up, because we don't know that dynamic on, even as a GM, how much authority or how much is he allowed to do on his own, or does everything have to go through, every decision have to go through the forwards, right? Because this deadline, to me, is a big deal, and it speaks to how top down above the players is going to function going forward, right? It's easy when you got draft picks because they don't cost anything. You go through and you pick players that you like, you build your team, and you negotiate a contract. But when you're struggling and it really rises up to where, well, who does make the decisions here? Because I cannot believe a guy, to your point, that's crying at the podium is not going to his next level saying, I need these 3 things. So either the next level is not giving those 3 things, or the person above the GM is saying, I hear what you're saying, but I'm not spending it because we're still making money. I don't need this aggravation. We'll clean this all up next year, and we'll just get through these 8 weeks. There's only 2 ways this goes.
we for one, all we got is draft picks as far as like capital, like players.
Yep.
I don't even know who we could trade away that's not like a key piece.
Yeah,
we don't have any. We don't have any good sec. I would too, because at this point I know these people are proven because we don't have any good like second tier players. Like we just got our 3-4 good ones, and then after that it's just a huge drop off of talent.
I mean, aren't you kind of playing with that right now? A lot of draft picks.
Yeah,
right?
that's what we're
doing right now, right?
I would love to give up some of these picks.
I'm telling you. I mean,
I'm down to give up a second.
Right, this is why they gave us these picks, man. They said you didn't sign anybody, so we're gonna give you these comp picks. Use them how you want to use them. If you want to use them to go get a player, go get your player. Right. It's not. There's no difference between drafting a player or looking at it and saying, okay, hey, look. For example, the Giants receiver Darius Slayton is out there. He's got 2 years left on his rookie deal. He's cheap enough. He's gonna be the same as rookie contract. He's played. He's had this success. There's no difference. You saying, all right, I've watched this film. He can help us. If Brad Holmes could take that up from a draft guy, then he could just, okay, we'll just use a pick. And it probably don't have to be a high pick because usually when guys are selling at the deadline, they give up a lot less to bring players in. Like Ertz was like a 5th round pick. It doesn't take much. So you bring this guy in, you got him for 2 years. It's not like you gave up the whole bunch. You just use maybe one of those picks that they're giving you because they know you didn't sign anybody. You're probably going to need a little bit of help. So here's some comp picks. That's why they give it to you, because you didn't address it.
Right.
If they really wanted to, we could patch this receiving core up real quick. We could go get who you just said, Slayton, for like a 5th. Yep. We can go get Michael Gallup down in Dallas for a 4th. Or even James Washington in Pittsburgh for probably a 4th. We could patch up. We could get a 1 and a 2 pretty quick, or 2 number 2 type receivers really quick. We just got to give up some picks, even some like mid-round. I wouldn't be mad if they went and just used a 4th and a 5th and brought in 2 receivers.
Oh, I totally agree.
And then go sign some. We need an offensive lineman. Like at this point, it don't matter if we get receivers because Nelson can't protect long enough.
You have to get. It's bad.
But by us getting receivers, Derek might be like, okay, I'm ready to play now.
Right. Yeah. No, I
Exactly.
totally agree. I think you guys are dead on. This is exactly what I meant to Dose about. I always want to call him by his first name. I got to remind myself his Dose. But I always want to. That's what we were just talking about. It's just at least show your fan base that you're trying, right? That we're not happy. We're not content with this. We're trying to do things to make it better here. So you want to come see us. You want our product. I told Dose, I'm like, I'm watching the Lomas Brown at the end of his interview at the end of the field, and they were just trying to, please come to Thanksgiving. It'll be great. I'm like, you shouldn't have to push people to come see you at Thanksgiving. Do some things, and we'll come.
We'll
right?
show up.
Yeah,
we'll show up.
Right.
I forgot. Michael McDermott hit it. I forgot about Evan Ingram, a receiving tight end. Like, that's somebody who could push T.J. Hawkinson.
I thought about you as soon as I saw that name.
We can also flex him out too, and like he can play some type of receiver because I think he ran like a 4.3 40, 4.4 40 coming out. He's been solid in the NFL. He's had his ups and downs and dealt with injuries, but excuse me, at this point, we could probably get him for a 5th or 6th. There's people out there we can get for mid to late round picks, 100%. But don't nobody want to make a move.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I'm with the tackle position. Like, if you don't want to make a trade, at least sign somebody. Maybe go sign somebody, a free agent. You're like, all right, hey, this guy's going to push you. Maybe he don't take your job. I hope he does, but maybe he don't. But at least he pushes you, because right now there's no concern. He saw Will Holden go in there and give up back-to-back sacks. So I was like, maybe we'll see Will Holden. I see him play. I'm like, okay, that's why we haven't seen Will Holden. So if Brad Holmes can't see that, like, why are we trusting this dude to evaluate anything if he can't see that? Like, you can't see, if you can't see that our tackles are trash, bro, you got a whole extra week to do this. At least sign me a free agent, man. You don't even have to give a pick. Just sign me a free agent to be like, all right, we're gonna try a different tackle. Dude, I mean, if you, what's the point of throwing Goff out there? To your point, right? If you think they keep Goff next year, then why even throw him out there if you're just gonna keep this situation? He's just gonna keep getting killed. He's gonna get sacked 5 times a game. He'll have bad numbers. And we will probably score under 20 points every game. The best thing is he gets through the season healthy. He's going to get booed. He's going to lose tons of confidence. He actually may get injured. You're getting hit that much. Remember how many injuries Stafford was dealing with in here? I haven't heard no injuries about Stafford in L.A. Nothing. This dude's playing with broken backs with us. Stafford's all of a sudden, he's all good. He's chilling in L.A., man. Maybe it's the warm weather. I don't know. He's feeling good
because he's happy. Like, they're winning.
Yeah, and it's like he was hurt all the time here. It's like, dude, he's all fine now though. He's good to go over there.
Oh man, I just thought about that. You said he's about to get booed and lose confidence. Goff can't lose confidence. If Goff lose confidence, gosh,
yeah,
there ain't no rebuilding. Lordy, and that's our quarterback for at least 2 more seasons.
Yep. Wow. Can we see Goff say something, man? Like, I hope he's saying something. I know Goff's personality, he's like toned back, and we had great seats out there.
I want to see him throw a helmet.
I know, like, I see him dapping up O-line. He's trying to build people up. Like, I could see that. Like, I couldn't see, like, if I was in that situation, if I would, like, lose it. I don't think I would lose it. I think it's a personality thing, but it would be nice to see him just be like, all right, I'm kind of tired of getting hit. You know, like this.
Cut some people out, bro.
Yeah, have a meeting with Dan Campbell. Be like, bro, are we serious? Like, this is what we're doing?
I like to see him throw that tablet at somebody.
Yeah, you believe. Brad Holmes believed in this. Is Brad Holmes' guy. They drafted him because Brad Holmes was like, if there was one guy I would trade up, it would be for Jared Goff. This is your dude. This is the dude that you wanted, and you're not gonna help him. Like, show your dude some support, man. Give him something. Give him something, man. He wasn't a GM, but he was like the guy that was like, if there was someone I would trade up, it'd be that guy when he was working with the Rams. Like, this was his guy. He believed in him. He wanted him here because he thought, man, Goff is a winner. He's this, he's that. All right. So help him out a little bit because clearly he's going through a rough patch. You can't give up on your man Goff like that. You can't give up on your guy that you wanted here.
And re-signed or extended.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you restructured that contract. You locked this dude in. You locked him in, man. Like we say, you made the bed, man. So just, make it nice. Don't put food in there. Don't get crumbs in there.
He said make it nice. I like that. Nice. You're right.
Hospital corner.
This is a messy bed, bro. Messy. We need new sheets.
They got stains all over it. Someone peed.
New duvet cover, all that. We need some new because it's bad right now, man. Like, I'm so happy we got to buy because I don't even want to see the Lions play for a week. I just need a break.
We do need a little break.
I do. I need a break, bro.
I totally agree.
I need a break. Like,
it'd be great to come on here Thursday, talk about who we traded for. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's too much of the hope, man.
Our Madden trades? Okay.
Yeah. Real. Hey, Madden League might be coming soon.
Not real life ones because they said they're not calling anybody. Y'all can call us, but we're not calling.
They should. I hope they call us, man. Please, someone call us.
Nobody's gonna call. We have nobody to call for.
No,
call us. Just call us because maybe you're having a bad day, and then all of a sudden it starts to get the trade talk, and it's like, hey, would you take this guy off our hands? Yes. Someone help him out. Everybody likes Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. Let's just nudge him in the right direction. Give him a little support. Mike Vrabel called the guy. So maybe Mike Vrabel was like, hey, we got this dude if you want him. All right, he ain't playing for us, but if you want him, okay.
I mean, I don't know who we can trade, bro. We have no trade. We have no trade bait. Not unless we're about to lose one of our studs. Jamal Williams, maybe, and then ride Jamar as the second. Jamal Williams might have a little trade capital, but that's it.
Yeah. Was he hurt or was he just sitting out?
He was hurt.
I thought maybe he was sitting out before the trade deadline.
No, that would have been.
I was thinking that when Rad said that, was he kind of like, we're just going to.
That's the only person I see who got trade capital is Jamal Williams.
And he rested a little bit. So I'm like, well, maybe they are doing something. They held him out for this Sunday.
That's it. There's nobody else we can get away. Amani, we could probably trade him, but I don't even. Amani, I got mixed reviews about him too.
He's been clear for weeks. This dude is not anywhere near a number one corner. He's nowhere near a number one corner, bro. Anytime you need it, he's giving space. It's is it a bad throw? You talk about our picks are tips, man. Yeah. So you got a 3rd and 9. We know where the ball is going. Your top corner, make a play for us. Talk about guys being 5 yards open. Dude, where are you? We've had you for 4 years, man. This is your big year, and I don't see you. I guess you come back because you're in a rookie deal, but dude, he ain't a number one. So
no, he's not. He's a number 2 or a backup. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what he is. Mm-hmm. Somebody said trade Hockenson to Jacksonville for a pick. Nah, I don't want picks. I want players. I'm more over the draft.
Turn them picks into players, huh?
I want
if
players.
we do that, I'm down with it. If we can turn them picks into players, I'm down with that.
I want players.
But if you trade away Hockenson, oh snap! Hey, Jared Goff, you might as well just not come the next game. You might as well stay home because you just
don't know what to throw to.
Dude. I mean, I've seen this dude. He's sitting on the bench next to Hawk. That's it. It's just those two, man. That's it. That's his dude. You can't trade away his dude. Now it's just you. I don't know what you're trying to do. It's you're really you said you like Goff, but then you're coming in just to sabotage, just to try to help him not get a job anywhere else. We're gonna take away the only guy you throw to and give you no offense. Fine, Decker, don't come back. You're hurt, Decker. Dang, that'd be messed up. But I don't know.
We need to talk to Taylor Decker. We need to get him on the show
because got his phone number.
I need to know what's going on. This guy.
I'll have to get together and go to a game somewhere together.
Oh yeah,
we have to do that at some point.
Mm-hmm. When we're winning, though, we gotta wait for
Oh, if we wait, hey, Rad, if we wait till then, at my age, we'll get a good parking spot.
No, you get that handicap ticket, huh? You're right, because we're going to win this season, but I want a winning season. I want a winning culture before we all, I'm not trying to go see us get booed and lose, and we just sitting there drunk and mad at each other. Nah. I want to be, winning and be drunk.
It'd be nice. I just like when we're still in the playoff hunt by Thanksgiving. That's my. I like the games that matter at Thanksgiving.
Right.
Exactly.
I feel you.
Every year would be nice of that. All right, fellas. I'm not sure how to leave. I think I know how to leave, but all right.
Yeah,
I think
just
I got
leave studio. It should be good.
Thanks, you guys.
All right.
You guys have a good rest of your show. I'll talk to you later.
You too, man.